Or the priest who weep between the porch and the altar. Joel says, let the priest weep between the porch and the altar. Let them howl, crying out, spare your people, O Lord. I'm convinced the reason we aren't brokenhearted is because we don't have a revelation of where people are going. You know, I've been praying that the Lord would give me His heart, that He would give me His compassion. I just didn't know He would give it to me through looking at hell. Who knows? Who knew? So if you're hard-hearted here this morning, go do a study on hell. Again, you'd want even your enemies to avoid that place. Because a heart of compassion would well up. See, either we're so hard-hearted that we don't care about where the lost are going, or we don't see. It's one or the other. Jesus, even before the destruction of Jerusalem, said, "Oh, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, the one who kills the prophets and stones those who sent to her. How often I have longed to gather you as children. As a hen gathers her brood under her wings, but you were not willing." See, even Samuel prayed all night for the wicked king Saul. There's a story that we can read about David and how whenever he was running from Saul and how he gathered to himself 600 loyal men. And they found a place to encamp around Ziklag. And they left their women and children there, all of their possessions there. And they began to go fight. And after they came back from a battle, it was in flames. And it was in ruins. And they lost their children. Their wives were taken captive. It said their women and children were taken captive. And it said when they saw those things that they wept until they had no power to weep anymore. That's how they felt. And see, the reality is there's our children.
Yes.
There's somebody's wife. There's somebody's family that have been taken captive. If there was a Jack the Ripper that was going through this city doing serial killings, multitude after multitude, the media would be up in arms, the police would be working double time until they solve those crimes. Yet we have the one who seeks to kill, steal, and destroy, ravishing this city. Destroying families, destroying lives. And our attitude is, well, if it's not hurting nobody.
Come on, Pastor.
It's not against the law for them to sin. It may not be against man's law, but it certainly is against God's law.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so who do we put credence to, or who do we honor? Man's law or God's law?
God's law is first.
You know, Amarillo has the highest pregnancy rate in the state. The third highest I believe if I got this right, and it was hard for me to believe I got this right, the third highest in the nation, a high school here in this town, has the third highest in the nation of syphilis and AIDS. Do we care? That's just somebody else's kid. One thing's true is Jesus cares. Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
So David and his men wept until they couldn't weep anymore. And then it said that they wanted to stone David. And then it says an amazing thing that David then said, he encouraged himself in the Lord. Anybody ever been so discouraged by the things we see in this nation, in this city, or even in our families?
Yes.
It seems impossible that God could turn it around. It seems impossible that God could move. But God is bigger than anything. God is higher than any problem.
Amen.
And there's nothing impossible with God.
Come on.
Nothing at all. And he encouraged himself in the Lord. And that's what we need today in our hearts, is that we need to encourage ourselves in the Lord.
Amen.
That yes, he can reach my children. Yes, he can reach my friend. Yes, he can reach my neighbor. And yes, he can reach this city.
Amen.
Nothing is impossible with him. See, we need to encourage each other, but there's times where even the encouragement of others just isn't getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.